although we are doing this specifically for the Kickstarter of Evil Pooky, this is also the first time we've played with
Pooky the Vicious.
With regular Pooky. So Ryan was playing regular Pooky against me playing Evil Pooky. So we would like to give our thoughts about Evil Pooky, but of course we're going to have to throw in a few thoughts about Pooky himself, which is perfect since they are the bizarro versions of each other, I guess. Yep. So Ryan, this is also the first time our group has played head-to-head or one-on-one.
Yes.
Now in the past I never thought that would work. What did you think about that, first of all?
It was very quick, which is what I expected, honestly.
I think it was about 35 minutes, I think.
Yeah, which, it was, it seemed like no time at all, honestly, because these games kind of, not go for super long, but they kind of, because there's a lot of, like, strategizing of, okay, who do I want to hit and who do I want to... That part of the game is kind of taken out of it, because it's really just how quickly do I want to get these cards out. So I thought it was actually kind of an interesting, different take on approaching this, because it wasn't any sort of strategy to it. It was, let me just throw everything that I have out at once. Because your alcohol content and your fortitude are, getting hit every single turn. Every turn there's something going on. You're not going to have this stuff to counter all the time, since it is just a constant barrage against your health and your fortitude. Your health and your drink content.
Now, everything that we were playing with Pooky is the actual final product, straight out of the box. But everything we were playing with for Evil Pooky here is something they just sent out for us for review. It's still on Kickstarter, so there is no finished product for it yet. So anything that you see here on the table, I just wanted to point that out to you right away, that if you're looking at it going, wow, they kind of really cheaped out on that card. No, they did not.
Yeah, the specialty cards don't have artwork. Same with the doppelgangers, which even then I was pointing out that the doppelganger cards, I kind of like that just plain text background that describes what the artwork is going to be. Because at first there are some of these cards that do have flavor text on them just for the sake of, let's just throw in a little quick quip about it. That's what I thought it was until I saw one up close and saw it was describing the scene. There's one with Zot where it talks about how he's taking the Lich King's crown and it looks like, grabbing the last Infinity Stone, which I thought was hilarious. But yes, even for they were able to throw in some of the regular artwork for like the gambling cards or some of the other things, because that's just what the artwork is in general for everybody. No matter
whose card you're playing.
Yeah, everyone has a card that has several cards.
It'll look like that. Yeah. But otherwise, the ones that are unique for it, they haven't finished yet.
Which I'm looking forward to, because looking at the, I always love the art in these games because it's always so fun, and I had especially a lot of fun with Pooky the Vicious. The artwork they had.
This particular card you were very fond of.
That one I thought was great. When it's because even the description, I think it's like Pooky enjoys the company of other animals, and in this case, his company is dinner. But even like Zot, Pooky pulling Zot out of the hat, or even like angry Pooky getting ready to dagger somebody in the leg. It was all very funny, very cute. It's almost like an angry Disney villain.
Very much so.
Take a little cute Disney character.
Like a little Disney forest animal that just had too much.
Too much. Thumper had enough. He's not taking anymore. But it was a lot of fun.
Now, when we were running with the Evil Pooky, one of the things that we noticed highly important for this new deck is the cards that have these symbols.
Yeah, and those symbols are what help bring out these special doppelganger cards, a special side deck available just for Evil Pooky, since he himself is a doppelganger of Pooky the Vicious. He has clone cards evil clone cards for every other character, as far as we can tell, every other character that exists in the Red Dragon Tavern.
Well, they combine Zot and the Lich King.
Yeah, they combine Zot and the Lich King, so I guess there's no Lich King, or maybe the Lich King hasn't died yet or something.
So if he's if Evil Pooky is the 50th, then you would think there was 49 doppelgangers, but if they combine those two, there would only be 48.
Yeah, and there might be, I don't know.
I'm not sure how many in the final count.
But there's a lot. I mean, even with the card sleeves, you can tell there's a good amount there.
Yeah.
And we only got to like 3, just because again it was such a fast back and forth. Same thing, and just Pooky's deck, Evil Pooky's deck in general. There was a lot of cards going on. I have most of them here, but even like you said, we have these strewn out all over the place. Compared to Pooky's deck, which is pretty much just right here and right here, it seemed like Evil Pooky had a lot more going on, and it seemed like a lot of these. And one thing I didn't even notice until
the deck is going to look bigger because of the sleeves
too. That's true. But one thing I didn't even notice till just a second ago, some of the regular cards that are across everybody have that symbol. Yeah. So like some of them do, some of them don't. Like that gambling card doesn't, but that one does. So it's almost like incentivizing you to like look for the ones with the portals to try to get the doppelgangers out, because that's the whole part of the thing.
Yeah, I was a little upset. I only had like 3 chances to play portal cards.
Well, that was the same thing with because Pooky, the regular Pooky character has this mood card that goes along with it, and based on how much damage he takes or alcohol content, he shifts up and down. And I was waiting to see, because I came across only one card that was affected by this, and I wanted to find some more, and I did. So it's like based on if he's calm, if he's manic, if he's psychotic, there'll be different effects. Whether it's he wants to gamble and there's like more cards in, or if he's attacking somebody, he does more fortitude damage. If he's psychotic, because he's just in a blind rage trying to attack everybody he possibly can. So I wanted to get to some of that, but they were all at the bottom of the deck. I checked later, so I didn't get a chance to get to any of them.
Now, Evil Pooky doesn't have that mood deck. He just has the Doppelganger deck, because he just has one mood. And, you know, I'm kind of trying to figure out what that mood is, and I think I like neutral evil with evil tendency, like neutral evil, you know, like like north by northwest, you know, neutral by evil.
He's not chaotic, because it's like there's a very controlled, you know, approach to what he's doing, because he's conjuring these portals to bring all these other doppelgangers in. But he's, you know, the text of the cards is he's almost like he's speaking. For Pooky, it just seems like he's taking actions. Yeah. And he doesn't have any real sentience about him, but he's just kind of like there doing his little rabbity things. Like
on one of the portal cards, Doppel Up was the card. It describes him as standing on the table like Vanna White, revealing a letter when he opens up a portal. So, you know, maybe like, no, you know what, let me rephrase my thought here. Lawful neutral evil.
Lawful neutral evil. Yeah,
because he's not chaotic like Pooky is, like you were pointing out. He does seem to have some strategy.
Yeah, once Pooky gets to psychotic.
But he has his own level of being evil, which is where the neutral evil comes into it. Weird subalignment. Yeah. But now as the player that played Evil Pooky, I had so much fun with this character. I just wish that I had a combination of how I played it as well as how the cards came out, that I didn't have an opportunity to bring out quite as many of the really, really cool Doppel decks that we had. Eve Ill. That was a nice one. And I not just their powers, but the way they decided to make them evil, as Ryan pointed out with Zot the Lich King. I like Gog the Enforcer. I think that's a nice little twist on it. Deirdre, the Drinker of Blood. She's gone from being a priestess
to a vampire.
Yeah.
Gerkie's a constable. Yeah. Instead of being, you know, the little thief.
Instead of being the thief. Yeah. And we weren't sure if this was a typo or not, because the doppelganger Gerkie is spelled with a J. Yeah. Right there, as you see, as opposed to the regular Gerkie character with a G. But these cards were a lot of fun, and I've played a few of the characters that have the secondary decks, my favorite being Kaylin, the Renegade Pixie, with Wolfar as her secondary deck. But I think I like the twist that they did on how it can affect the player or the opponent, depending on which side that you end up. And I was Deirdre, the Drinker of Blood, I ended up using on you, actually.
Yes. Yeah, there she is. My hand limit was reduced. Because I think that's what as the priestess, I think she does a lot of switching out like cards in people's hands. I think is her inherent. Like there's a lot of cards in her deck.
I can't remember who's played her, but I know she's been played.
I may have at one point, but
if it wasn't you, maybe Alex. But I can't remember who. But yeah, she has been played in our group before.
That would be. I'd be interested to see that, like to go through all of these different card effects and see how it compares to the specialization. Because each deck has their assortment of standard gambling cards, standard take the fortitude or ignore a drink card. But then there are special cards for each character. Like Gerkie has a lot more gambling cards than he does anything else. But then you do get to someone like Evil Pooky that has cards that are specified for his doppelganger deck. regular Pooky has cards specified based on his mood deck,
And
so there are specialization cards.
I did notice that some of these have like the preliminary.
Oh yeah, that's true. The pirate one does too.
So here you get an idea of what the final art might be looking like on these. So that's nice. And it's also nice because it shows the artistic process.
Yes.
As they're developing the card. I like that. But anyway, that's nothing as far as the Kickstarter goes, because remember, it's not finalized product. But okay, so overall, the two Pookies.
Two Pookies.
What did you think of regular Pooky, and would you see yourself playing him again?
Oh, I loved playing regular Pooky, and I would absolutely play him again. Just for the simple fact of I didn't really get to use him to his full potential, so I do want to see this crazy little rabbit back at it again, ready to go, ready to tear through some competition.
Now, evil Pooky, did it pique your interest to play him?
Oh yeah, just for the side deck, honestly, because I'm really curious. I want to see all of these different doppelgangers in action, because there are a couple. I haven't really played any one of the other characters that has a side deck. I don't know. Lich King doesn't have a side deck, but I think there's one. He has the fingers.
The bones.
But I think there's. I don't know if he's in one of the ones that we have. There's like an archaeologist or something that finds different artifacts.
Yeah, and
side deck of stuff.
There's a gnome artificer.
Yes. Yeah.
And also a kobold who studied under him, actually. So they have side decks with equipment and gear and stuff on it. There's a one of the clerics has a side deck.
Oh really? I don't remember. I guess I never played that one. But yeah, I would be curious to check out any of the side deck characters, but specifically Pooky, just because it's the rest of the characters from the game, it's evil versions of the characters from the game. Yeah. So it's like a level of familiarity, but sort of an interesting little twist.
Yeah, that is one of my. I gotta say that too. That is one of my favorite aspects of evil Pooky. Right here is these doppelganger cards. These are out of focus. These were really, really good cards. The level of excitement that it brought up, just for the fact of what am I going to do? Am I going to kill? Am I going to hold on to it, or am I going to use it? Was kind of challenging because I could have gone either way on them. It could have benefited me either way. So it added another level of strategy. Wow, I had you out of focus there totally. Another level of strategy that you don't find in a lot of the other characters. As a 50th character, almost an anniversary number character, I think they did a really good job deciding to pick on evil Pooky. Let's get this out of the way and show him off. He's the man of the hour. He's the man of the hour. So I'm very glad that this was backed. I can't wait to get this into the big 5 box. Got a spot almost waiting for it. So if you're on the fence about backing this on Kickstarter or not, we literally just finished a first game with evil Pooky. Loved it. Completely did. Completely did. So go check it out. If you're a fan of Red Dragon Inn to begin with, do it. Do it. Come on. There's too many cool extras that you're going to get. Why wait until it's in your friendly gaming store or Amazon? Back it now. That's both of our opinions.
Yep, for sure.
All right, so for the Ryman and your buddy Big John at G, we are